Happy Friday and welcome to this week's RC Top 3.
Hello, hello.
So we're going to jump right into it with some of Biden's executive orders. He's been extremely busy. His first several days in office, issuing several executive orders. He has signed orders into law strengthening Obamacare. He's reopened open enrollment, which I know will be helpful for some people who couldn't afford a few months ago to register for health insurance. He's dismantled some of Trump era. Isn't that nice to hear, Calvin? Trump era, since it was so long ago.
Soothing to my ears.
Some Trump era anti-discrimination policies at HUD. And he's ended DOJ's contracts with private prisons, which a lot of people have been excited about this week. Also, in terms of his executive orders around racial equity, he has installed Susan Rice as the head of the Domestic Policy Council. And she is doing her best to make sure that racial equity and diversity and inclusion is not just some siloed division in the Biden administration, but is actually infused in every department, and every person is held accountable for it. I think these executive orders are great. I think there were lots of things that he needed to quickly undo from the Trump administration. I'm just hoping that most of these things, if not all of them, quickly also get turned into actual laws. Calvin, and I know that you have, speaking of just outside of domestic policy, an international update for us.
Over the last 4 years, former President Trump, sounds good to say, did a lot internationally, and I mean a lot. Well, this week, the Biden administration had to hit the ground running when it came to our presence in the world, because the world doesn't stop just because we have a new administration. Specifically, the new Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, had to speak out on the conflict that's going on at the border between Eritrea and Ethiopia. And, the United States is saying, there are violations that are happening, human rights violations. Both Eritrea and Ethiopia are saying that there's nothing going on that the U.S. needs to focus on right now. But they've also cut off the internet. So the U.S. is like, well, our sources are saying there's a problem, and if we can't see it, then that's evidence there is a problem. Now, this is a very complicated situation that we won't delve too much into here, but I think it does just remind us that the world is going on, and that the U.S. is getting back into its position as a superpower. A lot we got to repair, but it was really good to see that the U.S. is speaking out about something in East Africa that needed to be spoken out about, and it didn't have to deal with the drama and chaos that we often saw with the last administration.
So true, so true. Because, Americans here for the past almost year have been consumed with a global pandemic. And speaking of coronavirus, there are some new variants from South Africa and the UK that unfortunately have made their way into the United States. And these seem to be very insidious, highly transmittable variants. And we just want to encourage everyone to get vaccinated as soon as you possibly can. I know every state is different, and they've been struggling with a lack of vaccines, but yeah, please get vaccinated as soon as you can. And also, please be careful about the information that you spread on social media. Please, before you hit share on Facebook or on Twitter, please read the article, take a look at where it's coming from, and make sure that you're not being a victim of misinformation, or even worse, disinformation, and you're helping to stop the spread of it.
And just also remember too, that as you're on social media and you see your friends and your family that may talk about, challenges in getting a vaccination, or long waits, or registration process, remember, it may not be like that where you live. Go to your local health agency's website and see, because there may be things that are available to you that aren't available to your aunt in Nebraska.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, stay safe out there, guys. We hear it's time to double mask, so get you some good mask options, and stay safe. We're in the home stretch of this, and hopefully we'll all make it out okay.
Stay safe, have a great weekend, and next week is Black History Month. It's going to be special, yes.
Yes. Have a great weekend, guys.